Your four favorites are The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, Clue, The Holdovers, and Everything Everywhere All at Once. My top choice for you is The Grand Budapest Hotel. It's an adventure film like Walter Mitty. It's a crime film with an ensemble cast like Clue. There are some snowy scenes, so it feels like a wintry vibe like The Holdovers. And like Everything Everywhere, it's a live-action film that incorporates a little bit of animation. Another one of my top choices is It's a Wonderful Life, because it's a comfort movie that takes place around Christmas like The Holdovers. It's an uplifting film with some fantasy elements to it like Walter Mitty, and the protagonist gets to see what everyone's lives would be like if he had never been born, which is somewhat comparable to the way Evelyn in Everything Everywhere gets to see how her life turns out in alternate universes. I think you'd like Stranger Than Fiction, because like Walter Mitty, it's a fantasy film about an ordinary man who learns to make the most of his life, and he's an IRS agent like Jamie Lee Curtis's character in Everything Everywhere, and at the beginning of the film, he's a bit of a lonely soul like the characters in The Holdovers. You didn't have The Matrix marked as watched, and I think you should check that one out, because there are a lot of scenes in Everything Everywhere that pay homage to it, and there's a reference to it in Walter Mitty. You also didn't have the 1947 adaptation of The Secret Life of Walter Mitty marked as watched, so you might want to check that out too. But some other fantasy films that could be considered feel-good movies or comfort movies that I think you'd like are Big Fish, Groundhog Day, and Pleasantville. I think you should check out The Pursuit of Happiness because it's an uplifting, inspiring film like Walter Mitty, and it's from the same screenwriter, Stephen Conrad. Speaking of happiness, Hector and the Search for Happiness also seems up your alley. You saw a lot of my go-to recommendations for Clue, but you didn't have Game Night marked as watched. Some other black comedy, mysteries, or thrillers that I think you'd like since you like Clue are Parasite and A Simple Favor. You've got a few feel-good comfort movies in your favorites, and I know a lot of people who consider My Cousin Vinny their comfort movie. Not only do I think you'd enjoy this one, but it's also from the director of Clue. Speaking of comfort movies, one of mine is Paper Moon, and I think it's a fitting recommendation for you because there were a few movies that the director of The Holdovers screened for some of the cast and crew before production began, and this was one of them. Some other feel-good movies I think you'd enjoy are The Peanut Butter Falcon, The Birdcage, and Amelie. Another movie about a teacher-student bond that I think you'd appreciate since you like The Holdovers is Miss Stevens. Since Paul Giamatti's character at the beginning of The Holdovers is a bit of a curmudgeon, I think you should check out A Man Called Uva or A Man Called Otto. If your favorite aspect of Everything Everywhere All at Once is the mother-daughter relationship, then I think you should check out Turning Red or Saving Face. But if your favorite part is the romantic relationship, then you should check out In the Mood for Love, which inspired some of those scenes. If your favorite part is the absurd humor, then you should check out another film from the same director, Swiss Army Man. And if your favorite part is the science fiction action adventure aspect of it, then I think you should check out Back to the Future.